I can hear a distant dog calling out. It's late now, a long day. I can hear traffic, someone going home, or perhaps someone going out. I wonder how they feel. I wonder if they feel happy or sad. I wonder if they're worried or content. Now the night noises, the crickets, they sound louder tonight. I wonder if that's because I'm so relieved at times when the evening falls, signifying the only time of the day that I can reflect and take the moment to devour and digest the moment, rather than having it snatched away from me by endless driving, making lunches, going to basketball. I watched a movie tonight. It was called New Year's Eve. It had Michelle Pfeiffer in it. I've always liked her. But somehow she looked older tonight. Still beautiful, but older. And I wondered about beauty. It's so transient. But we only know it's transient as it ebbs and flows. If the whole world was white, white would not exist. White can only exist in the contrast to black. So as we age and watch the marks on our hands, the fluid under our eyes, the lines on our forehead, suddenly we think, oh, the youth is now in the past. But we didn't know that until we had the contrast of being older. Suddenly tonight I looked at the movie and I thought, oh, she was so beautiful. Why didn't I say that when I watched her earlier movies? Why did I need the contrast? Why do we all need the contrast? Why can't we just know that white is white and black is black? And what do we ever really feel? I wonder about love. I look back and wondered whether I loved different people, or whether I was just a conscious product of so many experiences at that time. Someone said to me that they want to be in love, and they described a ferocious, strong explosion of feeling, and I wanted to call out. I wanted to call out, that is not love, stop, don't waste your time. Love is like a gentle brook. Love is like a warm cup of tea. Love is not explosive. That is just reactive. It is a reaction to the time, the place, your needs on that day, physical attraction. But we only realize that with the contrast, the black as to white. And retrospectively we look back and think, oh, I did love that person, or no, I didn't love that person. And then I think, what is the point? You know what the point is? It's to live every moment in the moment. And if a moment slips us by, then no matter, there is the next moment. And if we behaved in a way that we may feel some regret, some remorse, the moment is gone. And once it is gone, the remorse needs to ebb as well. Every feeling needs to have a point, a purpose, a life of its own. And what life of its own does remorse have? Other than retarding our growth, retarding our consciousness. Do you ever feel remorse? Do you ever wish that you lived your life differently? Do you ever wish you could start again? It's so important that we take our eyes away from the road behind us and look ahead with our feet on the ground, walking in each step. And I say this not because I'm wise, because I'm not. I say this because one moment I was in my 20s, dreaming about a white picket fence, happily ever after. And then the next moment, the very next moment, was now. And suddenly, all of that did not have meaning. You wonder what does have meaning. There is simultaneously, for me, the desperate desire to understand what the meaning of life is. Yet at the same time, the clear knowledge that the desperation will be the failing. And the only road to understanding the meaning of life is to let go the wanting, to let go the desperation. Like a hideous joke, we desperately want to know the meaning of life. But it is in the desperately that we will never ever know the meaning of life. So, when we stop wanting to know the meaning of life, then we may know the meaning of life. For the last, maybe 8 weeks, the desperation is like the sands in an hourglass. It's falling away, and as the desperation falls away, or the sand filters from the top of the glass to the bottom, as the desperation desperation falls away. It's like I'm starting to see, and so clear. It's so clear that it's like a joke, a hilarious joke. This is what it was all the time. It was so obvious. Detachment. I'm not there. I haven't got there. But I'm going there. I'm really going there step by step. And it's just so hilarious. It's so funny. It's so funny that at any time I could have done it prior to now. But I'm doing it now. There is a fear, a real fear, as you develop the understanding that the moment is all you have. You realize that we all have nothing. And it's in the realization that we have nothing and we are nothing. We are simply I am. I am. I am. We are simply life. There is a fear of letting go of the knowing. Until now I knew who I was. I knew what I believed in. And with letting go, with a deeper consciousness, is a reality that we know nothing, that all we are is I am. That's all we are. No body, no personality, no events, no relationships. Simply I am. Eckhart Tolle, I love Eckhart Tolle. At the moment I'm reading a book by another guru. It is called I Am That. I am that. Can you hear the traffic? There's a lot of traffic tonight. You know, I live right meters from the main road. I wonder with the traffic that drives past, I wonder what they feel inside their cars as they whoosh past, whoosh. It's like life. Your life is like an existence, and you're in a car and you're looking at the road ahead and you go whoosh, and then your life is past. You kind of feel like you wish you stood a little longer at the red light. Do we really have to go just because the light says green? Can't we pull over to the side of the road? Yeah, you hear the dog, a little dog. I wonder what he's seen to inspire him to bark so. So Eckhart Tolle and this new guru, his name evades me at this moment. He wrote the book I Am That. And they speak about being in the moment. They speak about letting go. They speak about walking a step at a time. Can you share with me? Do any of you know? I get up at maybe 6:30 if I'm lucky. I get my first child off to school, and then my second, and then the last two. And by the time they're all at school, it's a 3-hour process, and I'm exhausted. I haven't stopped. I haven't sat down. And it's similar in the evening. And many people write to me and they say, tell me about balance. And I smile. I tell you about balance. I, who rushes here and there and here and there in the morning. And then I would like at 9 a.m. to stare at the wall for 5 hours. But I really don't have that luxury. Who am I to talk about balance? I don't have the answers, but I do have the questions. And I know that we must turn off the tap. I know that we must stop luxuriating in the desire for speed. We must turn off the tap. It's not about putting it off or finding reasons it's not possible. The tap must turn off. And although with all my heart I would like to drop my 4 children off to Eckhart Tolle for a weekend, and then when he drops them off and he's all frazzled, I can smile a Mona Lisa smile, and I can rest my hand oh so gently on his shoulder, and I can say, it's okay, just detach yourself. Live in the moment, Eckhart Tolle. I do like him very much. I love his book. But I want to know, how can I live in the moment? And if we decide it's not possible, and we laugh and titter and say, oh, it's not possible to live in the moment, it's a silly idea. And then we're destined to be like that car on the highway I can hear now, and rush past without life. So we must find a way to be in the moment. And that's what I will do. I will find a way. I know it's about a balance, like walking on a tightrope. 2 hands out in the air to steady yourself. And in those hands we carry different things at different times. Perhaps a relationship, perhaps the needs of a child, perhaps an illness. And we juggle and juggle and juggle. And every so often, we need to breathe in and smile. I don't think we can be like Eckhart Tolle and sit on a bench and just make it happen. I think we are the jugglers. The irony of the jugglers, and we are the jugglers. I am a juggler. And if I choose to stop being a juggler, I walk away from the responsibility of developing my children as human beings. Because the nature of that responsibility is juggling. I'm taking a month away. I will contact them every single day. That month will bring me back, more clearly thinking, more present, more perspective. Now, awareness. Such a process, isn't it? It's not an open and shut door, it's a process. I guess that's it. We need to stay positive, explore it, get our feet dirty, walk in the rain, jump in, boots and all, and do it. Be proud to be a juggler. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to drop the ball every so often. Pick it up and get back going on with life. What do you think? What do you think? It's in the thinking that we lose contact with life. It's in the act of thought and distraction that we stop living for a moment. It is in the lack of thought and the lack of distraction that we're truly in the moment. It's so important that I accept that, because if I don't, I cannot pass it on to my children. And if I do accept it, then I can pass on to my children the greater reality, peace, the understanding that life is not about the highs. Life is about the now, the balance. More traffic, more rushing, more speed. I wonder what would happen if we took away everyone's cars for 24 hours. Suddenly, miraculously, they all disappear, gone. It would be funny if they were just suddenly, like, telepathically taken away. So suddenly on the freeway, a whole lot of people would be standing there, carless. They're late. They're thinking about appointments. They're thinking about children, relationships lost, and suddenly their car is gone. Time is different. I feel it's so important that we respect each other. Stop expecting a higher feeling with love and enjoy the work, the practice of love. Practicing without the high. It is only with the beginning of wrinkles around my eyes that I've just begun to understand that real love is a balance of moderate feeling, not a high and low. I think it's time to go to sleep, don't you? Do you like the sound of the traffic in the background? The hum. It is a hum, isn't it? Let's go to sleep now. Let's go to sleep now. Let's let it all go. The contrast. So when we have happiness, happiness does not exist without pain. And when we have pain, pain does not exist without happiness. And it's like a righting of the balance. So pain almost needs a high of bliss, and a bliss almost needs a high of pain. So if we were to get away, get rid of fear, and get rid of bliss, we would be left with balance. I find that so funny, because we're Relax.